I'm Rusty Ray in Maple Grove. It's that time of year where cities start to set out what they call legislative priorities, things they want to talk to lawmakers about in St. Paul as the session gets started. I'm joined now by Maple Grove City Administrator Heidi Nelson. Heidi, hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
It's time to get things started in St. Paul, and you all have some very specific bills and things you would like to target with lawmakers. Let's talk about those.
Yeah, so we have 4 bills specific to Maple Grove this year. Going to get started here January 14th in the session. The first bill that we're really focused on is the Highway 169 Elm Creek Boulevard or County Road 130 interchange project. This has been on our radar for some time. It was sort of getting 610 done up on the northwest side and then shift our focus over here, particularly in response to a lot of the development that's happening out in the gravel mining area. Another issue that's come to light is this last summer, that bridge experienced a bridge strike. And so now there's some weight limitations and lane restrictions on that bridge. And so we're really urging MnDOT to, let's do the project and fix the interchange, replace the interchange versus do a repair there. So needed funding there. We have about $7 million already towards that project through the regional solicitation process. That's federal dollars that come down through Met Council. So we need about another 12 to 13 million. It's about a $20 million project. So we're going to be pushing the legislature this year to try to allocate some dollars. This is it would be in a transportation bill. It's all trunk highway costs. But sometimes these types of actions in the legislature just kind of help prioritize things at MnDOT and get that project over the finish line. And
again, key to some development in that area, the gravel mining area, and just really the overall growth between the cities of Maple Grove and Brooklyn Park right there.
Yeah, and this is an old 1984 interchange, pretty deficient in terms of its stack signals, no turn lanes, really no pedestrian facilities to speak of in that corridor, and especially now with the lane restrictions, that's even worse. So yeah, it's time for that interchange to be replaced and help to serve kind of what's going on in that corridor with new development.
What about the gravel mining area? Is there some ways that state lawmakers can help move that along or allow things to happen for the city?
Yeah, so we have our second bill is for our gravel mining area tax increment financing district. We originally received this legislation in 2014, went back and got some amendments in 2017, and we've been able to utilize that with all of the development of industry that's occurred out there to date. We'd like a little bit more time. There's about 60 acres left north of the Boston Scientific project that are available for development, and so we're looking for extending that timeline another 5 years to get projects into the district, and then about another 5 years to collect increment there. So hoping to get some extensions on the timelines of that existing gravel mining area TIF district.
Over the past couple of years, a lot has happened with the expansion at the Maple Grove Community Center, the new rink there, the new walls are up there, and the footings and everything are in, and the work is continuing here this winter. But there's still some work that can be done in terms of funding, especially with the acquisition of Lifetime Fitness, right?
Yeah. With that deal closed, we're really starting to move forward now, thinking about phase 2 of the project. And in 2023, the city did receive legislation that provided $6 million in bonding for the community center project. It was designated for planning and design. Our planning and design cost that is estimated for phase 2 of the project where the bonding would be used, it's about $4.5 million, so that leaves like $1.5 million on the table. So we're going back to the legislature this year to ask for a change to that language that would include construction so that we could use that remaining dollars for construction. So hopefully a little bit of an easier ask for the legislature to go back and amend some existing bonding language and be able to allocate those dollars towards construction.
And then there's another piece also regarding the community center?
Yeah, pretty routine process for municipalities is to go to the legislature when you have a large project and ask for a sales tax exemption on materials and labor there. There has long been discussion at the legislature about having local governments exempt from sales tax generally. That has not, gone through yet. There's generally a pretty good fiscal note that goes along with that, and so needs to be dealt with in the budget. But pretty typical for cities to go forward and ask for that sales tax exemption for significant projects, and generally that's then approved through the tax bill.
So legislatively, those are 4 priorities, can be tied to bills and other things like that. Anything else that the city is helping with, whether it's testifying at hearings or helping push more regional initiatives or anything like that?
Yeah, so we're pretty active at the legislature. A lot of our staff, particularly, Chief Eric Werner, our Community Economic Development Director, Joe Hogaboom, get involved in testifying on behalf of the League of Minnesota Cities, the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association, those types of things. We tend to be very active there. On the development side, one of the big bills that has been of concern to cities is some of this missing middle legislation, or really legislation that sort of usurps local zoning authority and makes that a state process. And so we've been very active in opposition to those bills and trying to ensure that local control remains here at the city level. The chief, of course, has been very active in a lot of things regarding law enforcement. There's been a lot of new public safety aid, those types of things, new training programs to bring new officers into the profession. Some things about Brady Giglio, which is a process when, going through a court process with what needs to be disclosed about law enforcement, and trying to get some good legislation there. So we're pretty active on the legislative front. We always kind of think come January, we sign up for another new job, but it's pretty fun work to be involved down at the legislature and work with our local delegation here.
Yeah, and local cities can benefit from some of these things.
Very much so.
All right, Heidi Nelson, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For more city stories, check out ccxmedia.org or find us on social media.